Here's what's going on. It's MassiveJoes Raw Review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome Raw Review for the viewers at home today on one of the most popular whey protein blends on the planet from our good friends at Rule 1 Proteins. Rule 1 R1 whey blends in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's going to do. That nutritional information panel, although Australian compliant, ain't gonna get it done. We're about to go balls deep in this here Rule 1 R1 whey blends. Fortunately, got a big ass nutritional information panel appearing on the screen at the moment so you guys can play along at home. Starting from the top, we got 1 scoop, 34 grams. Got yourself about 28 of them 1 scoop, 34 gram bitches in one of these small tub Rule 1 R1 whey blend bitches. Also comes in a tub that's more than twice the size of this, a big 5-pound tub that's going to get you 68 serves. Also comes in a big bag that's going to get you 136 serves. So we got 3 different sizes we're dealing with here. In terms of what each of the 134 gram scoops is made up of course, it's a protein. So we're going to talk about the calories and macros. Calories first. We're talking about 120 to 130 calories per scoop depending on the flavor. They do vary just slightly depending on the flavor. So that's 500 to 544 kilojoules for those of you using the metric system. Fats, we're dealing with 1.5 to 2 grams flavor dependent. So we're looking at about 6% total fat, of which 1 gram or 3% is saturated fat. Carbohydrates, we're talking about 3 to 4 grams depending on flavor. So 9 to 12% total carbs, of which only 2 grams is sugar. So 6% sugar by weight. And then finally the protein, 24 grams, irrespective of flavor. Each and every scoop of the Rule 1 R1 whey blend is going to get you 24 grams of protein. So we're talking about 71% protein by weight. In terms of where the protein is coming from, let's take a look at these ingredients. This protein blend, we're dealing with a blend of whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate, and whey protein hydrolysate. Obviously, in the order of proteins, we can tell that's primarily concentrate and then isolate and then hydrolysate. But the blend lends itself to that high protein content, low carbs and low fat. We're also dealing with some thickeners in here to help the texture out. We're dealing with some emulsifiers to make sure it mixes well. More on that in a little bit. We've got natural and artificial flavors. We've got sweeteners which vary depending on which flavor we're talking about. So Rule 1 use sucralose. They use acesulfame potassium, also known as ACE K. They also use a natural sweetener, stevia. Not on all the flavors, but very flavor dependent. They will use the blend of these 3 natural and artificial sweeteners. We then also have naturally occurring aminos across full spectrum aminos, as you would expect from a whey protein that's primarily whey protein concentrate. But I do want to pull out a couple of aminos. We've got 5 grams of BCAAs in each and every scoop, naturally occurring. That's leucine, isoleucine, and valine, of course. And 4 grams of naturally occurring glutamine from glutamic acid in each and every scoop. Just finally, on these ingredients, I will point out that the cookies and cream flavor, and I have prepared something with the cookies and cream flavor that I'll share with you guys in a quick second, does contain real cookie pieces. So in addition to the ingredients we just went through, there are the ingredients that make up the real cookie pieces in the cookies and cream flavor. That is the only flavor at this point in time that does contain inclusions or real pieces, and that's why that is the only flavor that contains those additional ingredients. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, guys, it comes in 12 flavors. I haven't bought them all in because we'd be here for 10 minutes going through them all. So I'm just going to list them for you guys. Comes in birthday cake, cafe mocha, chocolate biscuit, which I did bring in, more on that flavor in a second. Chocolate fudge, which is the OG chocolate flavor. Chocolate hazelnut, also known as Nutella flavor. Chocolate peanut butter, also known as Reese's Pieces flavor. Cookies and cream, also known as Oreos flavor. Frozen banana, as opposed to room temperature banana. mint chocolate chip, also known as aero flavor, salted caramel, which they call lightly salted caramel, just a touch of salt, strawberries and cream, and vanilla ice cream flavor. I have myself the chocolate biscuit flavor, which is an Australian exclusive flavor, aka Tim Tam flavor. Infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down, guys. This is a brand new tub. So let me rip the safety seal off this tub. Let me get in here to that seal underneath the lid. Let me bro punch this bitch in. Woo! It's fresh. Smells absolutely delicious. I'm going to point out before we get into the taste and mixability test, because I did test this across a bunch of flavors, and I want you guys to know that the label says 1 scoop. It doesn't specify if it's a level scoop or a heap scoop. I can tell you guys right now that 1 scoop is supposed to be 34 grams. If you go and grab yourself a level scoop that kind of looks a little bit like this right here, completely level, it's going to be under 30 grams. So to get a 34 gram scoop as specified on the label for maximum gains, you're going to have to go full bro and heap your scoop like that. That's going to get you the total 34 grams. So heap scoops only with the Rule 1 R1 Whey blend. Infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down. We got ourselves a MJ shaker with 250 mils of water because we're following the directions. We got our double wall glass, of course. Let me grab a monstrously heaped scoop of the Rule 1 R1 Whey blend, I should say, in the Tim Tam flavor, the chocolate biscuit. I'm going full bro, guys. I'm taking that scoop. If I don't spill it all over the table, it's dropping straight in. Oh, there we go. Throw the top on the shaker. We're going to go a few flicks of the wrists. I'm going to show you guys how it mixes and then refresh my memory on how this Rule 1 R1 Whey blend tastes, man. I think that's enough. We can get the point from there. Let me show you guys real quick about the mixability of this protein. You will notice it mixes perfectly. That texture, as you can see, pouring out, we'll get to in a second. That being said, guys, it is a protein powder. You could technically mix it in a glass with a spoon, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'm gonna go so far as to say blender bowl is required for this Rule 1 R1 Whey blend. Let me refresh my memory on how this Tim Tam flavor tastes, man. Woo! Rule 1, you know what I have to do? I actually have to stomp my feet and light a match for Rule 1 and the flavors and the texture and the taste and the experience of drinking this R1 Whey blend. Guys, it is absolute world class when it comes to a blended protein. It's actually mind-blowing how they are able to achieve this quality of flavor, this quality of texture, this quality of taste, while keeping the macros, the fats and the carbs in particular, so low. It is just absolute world class. I really can't put it, any other way. The flavors across all the flavors are exceptional. The chocolate is unbelievable. The more unique flavors are unreal. They are really just lifting the bar in terms of the overall supplement user experience using a blended protein with the Rule 1 R1 Whey blend. So round of applause for Rule 1. I'm stomping my feet. I'm lighting a match because it is just moving the needle of the supplement industry that little bit more forward. So congratulations, Rule 1. Absolutely great job with the flavors and taste in this R1 Whey blend. In terms of the versatility, guys, It does sludge reasonably well. So I do have a sludge here that I prepared a little bit earlier. For those of you who are wondering what a sludge is, rather than taking a scoop like I did in here and mixing it with 250 mils of water, you're gonna take a full scoop and mix it with like 50 mils of water in a bowl with a spoon, and you just mix it up and you get this nice custard-like consistency. So from a sludge perspective, I mean, it's okay. It is, you got to remember, it is a lean protein, right? So there's not a lot of fat, there's not a lot of carbs in there. So it's not a, you know, it's not really a custardy type texture. It is kind of a thin texture. But if you wanted to make a sludge and you want to eat that sludge, let me just do a quick taste test for you guys real quick. It does make a decent sludge. The flavors definitely taste better as a shake. When you concentrate them by not mixing them with that much water in sludge form, you can really, like, the flavors are very, very powerful, very potent, a little bit too sweet, a little bit, almost like too much flavor in there. So from a sludge perspective, it definitely shakes better than a sludge. If you want to take that sludge and you want to cook it, it doesn't cook particularly well. You can make like a pancake and a waffle. When you start trying to make more complex things like a brownie, for example, it's going to fall down a little bit. It just doesn't have the fats and the carbs to be able to cook with those more complex recipes particularly well. In terms of the effects, guys, it's a protein powder. No surprises here. It's going to help increase your daily protein intake. Being primarily whey protein concentrate, you can actually see, because they put it on the label of each and every tub, the naturally occurring amino acids. Let me show you guys real quick. So you can see they do spell them out there in the percentage of total EAAs, essential amino acids, conditionally essential and non-essential amino acids that naturally occur in each and every scoop. So you are getting a complete biologically available amino acid source with each and every scoop of this Rule 1 R1 Whey blend. But in terms of the effects, it's going to help increase your daily protein intake, which, if you're consuming enough protein, obviously it's going to help with muscle recovery. It's going to help with muscle growth if you're in a caloric surplus. And it's overall just going to get your daily protein intake up in combination with whatever your protein intake is from whole foods as well. In terms of the side effects, I will point out, guys, that this is not a lactose-free or a dairy-free protein powder. Obviously, it's whey protein, right? It comes from dairy. So if you are dairy intolerant, this is not the protein for you. There's not much lactose in here, but there is a little bit. Lactose is a sugar. You know that there's 2 grams of sugar per scoop. Let's assume that maybe half of that is milk sugar, which is lactose. So if you are very, very highly lactose intolerant, this is probably not the protein for you. If you're kind of like, me personally, I'm a bit when it comes to lactose, you're probably not going to have a problem with this Rule 1 R1 Whey blend. What does it compare to? Because everybody wants to know, when it comes to proteins, protein blends in particular, which products sit at the top of the food chain, what's the difference between them, and which product should I spend my hard-earned on to make sure I'm maximizing those hard-earned gains? Well, let me tell you guys, Rule 1 R1 Whey blend sits right at the top of the food chain, right next to 2 of the most popular blended proteins ever created. On one side, we have Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Whey, of course. On the other side, we have the European contender, Cytec Whey Protein Professional. Let's start with ON Gold Standard Whey. First things first, Gold Standard Whey is about 20% more expensive than the Rule 1 R1 Whey blend in the respective sizes, the small tubs, the big tubs, and the big bags. The macros between the 2 proteins are very comparable. The versatility is also comparable. Gold Standard Whey uses whey protein isolate as the primary source, whereas Rule 1 R1 Whey blend uses whey protein concentrate as the primary source, which means there is a big difference in texture, guys. The Rule 1 R1 Whey blend, as you guys just saw, the texture is absolutely unreal. Gold Standard Whey is definitely a lot lighter in terms of the texture, a lot more watery in the consistency. So some people like that. Some people prefer a thicker texture. There is a big difference between the texture. Gold Standard Whey also has digestive enzymes added, whereas Rule 1 R1 Whey blend does not. And finally, Gold Standard Whey has slightly more flavors. I think the count at the moment is 16 flavors compared to the 12 flavors that we have in the Rule 1 R1 blend right now. On the other side, let's fly over to Europe and talk about Cytec Whey Protein Professional. Also about 20% more expensive, a little bit less expensive than gold standard whey in the respective sizes, but also more expensive than the Rule 1 R1 whey blends. Macros, once again, are very comparable. Versatility, once again, is very comparable. Texture is also quite comparable. I think Rule 1 R1 whey blend is slightly more thick than the Cytec whey, but not by much. The texture is very comparable, and that's because Cytec whey also uses whey protein concentrate as the primary protein source. Cytec whey also contains digestive enzymes. It also contains added amino acids. It's fortified with added free-form amino acids. Cytec whey has the same number of flavors at this point in time available in the Australian marketplace, but the flavors are slightly more exotic. So Cytec whey has like a strawberry white chocolate flavor, for example. They do an orange chocolate flavor, more exotic flavors, whereas your Rule 1 has kind of stuck to, I wouldn't say your more basic flavors, but your more run-of-the-mill type flavors with the odd exclusive, such as your Tim Tam chocolate biscuit flavor in there as well. So that's how Rule 1 R1 stacks up. It's the best value for money across those three products. It's the best texture across those three products, but there are some differences between the three. Who is it best for? Guys, honestly, anybody looking to increase your protein intake on the daily. It doesn't matter if you're male, female, it doesn't matter if you're trying to build muscle, lose fat, increase performance. It doesn't matter if you don't even train, you're just trying to get protein in from a source that's not a whole food chicken or steak or egg source. You just want a delicious tasting whey protein shake. There really is nobody who I would not recommend the Rule 1 R1 whey blend to. Finally, price and value for money. I did mention that this is the best value for money across those three world-leading blended proteins that we just compared to. $54.95 currently in the Australian marketplace in the small tubs, the 28 serves. $89.95 for the 68 serves. $159.95 for the 136 serves. So price per scoop. In the small tubs, you're looking at just under $2 per scoop, $1.96 to be exact. When you go up to the big tubs, you drop down to $1.32 per scoop. When you go up to the big bags, it's the best value for money. It's just over $1. It's $1.18 per scoop for the big bags. Guys, I've said it once, I'll say it again. It is the best value for money blended whey protein available in the Australian marketplace at this point in time. I mean, if you're in the market for a protein powder and you want one that's great value for money, tastes amazing, has the texture that it really shouldn't have, has macros that it really shouldn't have when you think about how good this shit tastes, you really cannot go past the Rule 1 R1 whey blend, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel, guys. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on your mobile, your cell phone, your desktop PC, your smart TV, whatever device you're watching this video on, so you don't miss a beat when it comes to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel, all the content we got going down, including all of these new raw reviews, guys. That is MassiveJoes raw review on Rule 1 R1 whey blend in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.
Thank you for tuning in to this video. We hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to check out our latest upload and our recommended video, and be sure to subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our latest uploads.